this that Justin made for me.
Yes. I love it.
Look at her. Just up on those hind legs. Fucking. Someone commented on Dylan's picture. So many people commented on his picture compared to like the usual. But oh my god, I went to
really?
school.
I only saw like 2.
I literally was rage smoking a cigarette when I listened to Emily on KTG, so this episode was cathartic. I couldn't agree with Dylan more about dating white boys. Loved every second. Astro Creep, just as I was wondering what happened with that I heard about your episode. Okay, that makes no sense. I love his songs at the end of this episode. Patrick is showing. Or no, is Patrick the bad guy?
Patrick Tolan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was pretty entertaining. The reading of the Patreon supporters music at the end was epic. He's showing up.
Is this your personal or is it?
Oh, it's my personal.
Yeah, it's weird. Like he writes nice things sometimes, but then it's always like accompanied by an egg. That's why I think he's trying to be funny, but like I don't care.
Yeah.
After the last like dress better thing, it just like say whatever you want about me, but like calling our guest a loser is like mean.
Yeah.
It's just like pissed me off. You know what I mean?
I totally get it. Oh my god, I went to school and carpooled with Dylan. One of the nicest people I've ever met. Can't wait to listen.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey guys.
I
need to. Do you have the iPad over there?
Says hi. What are we drinking? Iced coffee.
We're drinking iced cappuccinos from the Greek Bodega. Iced coffee. We're drinking iced cappuccinos from the Greek Bodega.
Alright. Turn up the music. There you go.
Thank you.
Nina Simone is so fucking amazing. Do you listen to Nina Simone ever?
I've been in Starbucks before, so I've heard her music.
Is she one of the...
They feature her in Starbucks a lot. It's really interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
She's so like deep. Ow!
Oh! You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, did we catch that live on video?
Oh, yeah. Let's see where I'm sitting. Okay. Yeah. She's so deep, man. She's like...
Oh, shit. Shit.
It's like, all the songs are like, my fucking baby is gonna kill me. That
was a good impression. I liked that impression.
Uh-huh. Alright, where do I get to the chat? Luwe. Shit.
Why is it doing
that? Live chat. Alright.
Did you get a notification that I mentioned you in the story?
Let's see.
Because if you did, then add it to your story.
Luwe. There we go. fucking done. Eric says my life needs a fuzzy chair like Andrea's. This is actually...
Do you wanna reveal what the setup is of that?
So this is a white chair, but there's fur on it.
Mongolian sheepskin.
Everything, so much of the things in this room, a lot of ass shots in this live stream, big fan, are from my fashion jobs. Like, one of my companies closed, and there was all this Mongolian lamb in the factory that they were just like, I don't know, getting rid of or like not gonna pick up. And so I was like, fuck that. I'm running into the garment district with the 2 garbage bags.
Well, like, it's low key but high key really expensive.
It's so expensive. And also, like, those...
She even gave me some. I still have some adorning my bed.
I gave them to everybody. It's also that poor fucking lamb died.
Yeah.
It's
seriously.
so wasteful. You're just leaving it. I stole fabric. But it was like, they didn't even know where any of this stuff was because I ran all the factories. So, and I was like, do you want me to round it all up for you? And they're like, who cares? And I was like, I'll take all your nice ass fabric.
Hell yeah. I'm just opening up the chat. Getting all prepared. Also, full disclosure, you guys, our intern is going to come in. She's running a little behind. So, I'll probably get up during the show, like in 5 minutes or something, to let her in.
Hi, but Eric. Hi,
maybe
Corey.
She'll even come in and say hi.
Hi, Andrea Land. Hi, Makakakaka. Fuck. Love these people. Andrea Land. Terrifying. Where are you from, Andrea Land? I don't meet a lot of fellow Andreas in my life. I mean, I have. Have you met fellow Andreas, and are they cool? Because I've met a lot of super lame Andreas. It's a very polarizing name.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've never known another Andrea.
Yeah?
That's a lie. My sister had one in her grade. You know, I've never personally known.
Was she lame?
And I've known Andreas.
What's the difference? It's spelled the same.
I mean, the difference is that it's said differently. Andrea, to me, is like the type of bitch that carries around those little Louis Vuitton mini bags.
Yeah.
And, like, thinks she's fancy.
The name is spelled the same, though. Andrea.
I know it's spelled the same, but
yeah.
It's pronounced differently.
That's why I pronounce it Andrea because that's how I grew up, but Andrea is also like the Italian pronunciation.
Yeah, that like, it would be like,
I'm not Italian.
Right, but you have to. But it is a different name because it's like the French version of Emily is Emilie, but like I don't say it's the same name. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think that there's a version of us in France?
Emilie and Andrea.
And there's this girl who lives in France who's like a nude model.
Yes, naked on stage.
Yes. Oh, cheers to her. She DMs us and she says people in France are like very sex negative. And I was like, what? That shocks me.
I've always heard the opposite.
Yeah, but I guess maybe they're private, like they don't post sexual things online, maybe, is what it is, you know? Because like they're not openly sexual. I don't know.
Like, I've always heard they fuck on the first date.
Yeah.
Also, like, they were wearing thong bikinis before it was trendy, you know? They've always been on, like, the cutting edge of, like...
Of being fucking free, man.
We're hot and we know it and we don't give a fuck.
Paris is the only other city that I would consider living in.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Why?
I love it. It's one of the greatest cities. It's so... Oh.
That's interesting.
The art.
That's the only other city you would think about living in.
Well, like, this is like a scenario where I'm super rich.
Yeah.
And I have...
Wait, not now?
Yeah, I'm just going to move to Paris.
You're not going to keep your $500 a month apartment and then also have a place in Paris?
I could... if I was rich, if I made...
If you rented out like an attic. Like someone's attic in Paris.
And it was like, Andrea has multiple apartments around the world. I pay like $700.
I have multiple residences. You get like a dual citizenship.
Uh-huh. I think like this, I guess, like in my future, I hope to be successful enough. Fucking rich enough to probably bounce between New York and LA. Because I like LA, but I don't want to live there full time. But I should do New York and Paris. But Paris doesn't, like, make any sense for comedy.
No, it would just be, like, another place to go.
So, you've been to Paris before?
I have been, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I loved it, but, like, it's interesting that that's the one city.
It's the only other city that's, like, I mean, Vancouver's unbelievable, but, like, I'll live there when I'm older, you know? Like, I'll be in Canada in the woods when I'm an older person. But, like, in terms of, like, a modern cosmopolitan city, Paris is the only other one that I've been, like, take my breath away.
Interesting.
London, I don't give a shit, really.
I love London, but I also lived there for
I think if I lived there and, like, had a friend who was, like, I've only ever gone with my parents. If I went with, like, an English person or I went with friends and we, like, did, but I feel like New York and London are kind of, I feel like New York is just as cool as London and way less expensive.
I feel like it's a very different vibe. But you know what I never liked about London? It's very, like, sometimes living in New York, you feel like New York is, like, dressed up. London is so much more dressed up. Yeah. Like, bitches are stomping it out at 10 a.m. It's insane. Full face of makeup.
That's crazy.
6-inch heels. If you wear sweatpants there, like, you're a caveman.
Okay, so Andrea says Colorado.
I really want to go to Colorado. I want to go to Denver and I want to go to Boulder.
Yeah, man.
I'm dying to go.
Most of the Andreas I've known were pretty cool. Then there's male Andreas. I've never met a male Andrea. Andrea Bocelli.
My sister's, one of my sister's best friends dated a man named Andres for years, and he was obviously a fuckboy.
Andrea says, I'm an Andrea on an Andrea budget.
Yeah.
Like Andrea, like the way that I pronounce my name is very, like, hick.
Nasally.
Yeah, Andrea, our intern is here.
I'll go get her.
Okay. At work lunch has... Okay. Show dessert de la comédie. I don't even know what that means. I used to be able to, like, understand French. It's really sad. I hear they're private with that stuff. I hear Germans are wild open freaks, though. Okay, yeah, I would love to go to fucking, what do you call it? Berlin. What are your guys' top cities? I think, oh my god, Andrea Land says, I'm on the Western Slope. You two are welcome in my 420 sanctuary anytime. Sam, hi Sam Turner. I can't believe you wake up in California. That's amazing. Oh.
Otherwise, you can just come on and sit on the bed.
Ayo.
The boudoir. And I'm thinking...
Hi! Oh my god, long time no see. Welcome. Take a seat in my bed or wherever you
This is our intern, Ariana. Did you want to come say hi?
Oh, is it?
Come here.
You just have to duck in front of the camera.
She's scared.
Honestly, understandable.
Do you know someone thinks, a listener who sends us poetry often, thinks that Ariana reads our emails for us?
Oh yeah, somebody wrote us an email saying, I don't know if you still read these or if your hot intern reads them.
Which, like...
As if to say that we don't read our emails? Like, we just have her look at a screen and dictate them to us like our little slave.
By candlelight.
I would fucking
Ariana,
love that.
Read me my health insurance bill. What did Allstate say to me? Oh my god. I was talking about my...
Makakaka, where are you? Because it says it's 4 p.m. there.
Wow. I don't know. See, I didn't realize that people from California this is 9 a.m. for them.
Yeah.
And
you didn't realize that?
I mean, I don't fucking know. Do you know that...
it's a 3-hour difference.
That's so crazy that anyone would wake up at 9, and then people, like, go to work at 9, and I'm like, I can't believe it!
People are waking up at the ass crack of dawn. 9 a.m.'s really early, though.
Oh, Makakaka is from England.
Okay. And also, is it pronounced Makakaka? How do you pronounce it? Sit. Make yourself comfortable.
Are you guys just, like, on Twitter right now?
We're on YouTube.
Oh.
And we have this this setup. So we have the webcam, and then it plugs into this software called OBS, and then it feeds directly into the YouTube stream.
It's a whole fucking thing. Dustin, my ex-boyfriend / who knows,
you heard it here first at the Hot Mess Comedy Hour, guys. Who knows?
/ whatever we're doing, helped us set it up. And then he told me that I'm bad with computers. And I'm like...
You didn't give me a chance.
I'm also not bad with computers.
She's not bad with computers.
I know how to code!
If he had to deal with my knowledge of computers, like, he would have a rude awakening. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if email works on my computer. You know what I mean? Like...
Oh my god, Sam Turner says Team Dustin, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of people are Team Dustin.
I'm Team D-Bag.
Yeah, he's probably my best ex.
When, by far.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Also, when we like go to him for tech related things, I like to call him IT Dustin.
Yeah.
I have little nicknames for him.
You and him have a great relationship.
I love Dustin.
I know. He sends us like screenshots of step-by-step stuff, and then we're always like, I don't get it. I you know what, I understand.
And I've never liked any of your other exes.
Yeah, you've hated almost everyone.
Universally.
Yeah.
Yeah. For good reason.
Yeah.
Eric, yes. He says, he was responding to the, like, Ariana reads us our emails. He says, like, you two are just laid back with your iced coffees and she reads correspondence to you.
And we're like, respond to them in a few hours.
And then feed me grapes.
What a wife.
You sit on the bed, and then I sit right here and feed them to you.
Yes.
We sit on the bed next to each other.
We have you kneel over like a end table.
Yeah.
Yeah, a nightstand.
We just put our
we
food.
put our drinks on your back.
Honestly.
And then have a computer on the floor.
I still have my reading glasses on, though.
Exactly. You need to
course.
be proper in like a gown. In fashion, honestly, people would treat interns like to that level of fucked up. It was one time we had an intern stay till 4 a.m. sewing sequins onto a dress, and I was like, I feel like I should be put in jail for this. Mm-hmm. It was, it was hard.
Sam Turner says, let's make shirts. Team Dustin. That would be funny.
He would love that.
We should do another... Guys, write in with what kind of merch you would want to see, even though selling merch is a nightmare.
Yeah. I
kind of love it.
Team Dustin with, like, Dustin's face.
I'll design some merch right now.
Yeah!
Oh, hells yeah.
You moved to fashion, did you not? You changed your major?
How's it going?
Are you exhausted?
I'm
I can see your face.
If only they could see my face right now.
Oh, I mean, feel free to literally nap if you want. We look over and it's like, pass the fuck out.
Okay. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, we are. I like a posterized picture of Dustin with an old class-style font that says Team Dustin.
I want a picture of him kind of like dressed kind of like Sherlock Holmes with the pipe.
He looks like Sherlock.
Totally. He has a mustache now, too. Mm-hmm. And I want him kind of like doing this pose. Like if he could raise one eyebrow, I can't do it. But if he could do it, that would be great.
If I saw a picture of him, I could make this happen.
I'm going to get a picture of him. I'm going to text it to you right now, and then we'll start the show.
My favorite... I was telling Emily my favorite Dustin memory with us is he came to Thanksgiving at Emily's family's house with us, and the night before, my mom bought these tie-dye pajama sets that I still have. I think she sent them to me like 4 years ago. They're blue, and it's tie-dye pants and a matching tank top. They're fucking cool. but they're women's pajama sets for sure. And Dustin's so skinny, and we made him wear the pajamas. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it.
At first, he wasn't going to do it. The first night, he refused to do it. But we knew that we would break him down eventually.
And then eventually, Emily was asleep on a pull-out bed here. Dustin and I were on the bed, and Dustin was wearing the pajama set. And we were watching, like, some sort of girly movie. He was
Miss Congeniality.
Oh, yeah, it was Miss Congeniality.
I think it was his idea.
Yeah. I mean...
That was the most fun. That was, like, the closest to a sleepover that I've had in a while.
It was so great.
He was a slumber party.
Dustin was also raised by a gay woman, and I think that's the reason. I don't think I could ever be with another man who was not raised by a gay woman. It's kind of like it's a game changer.
It's the gold standard.
Yeah.
Unless
Unless two gay women.
Well, no, I feel similarly. Or Lucas Connolly was raised by 4 gay women.
Yes. Every man that we're friends with has just been raised by, like, an army of lesbians.
Yeah. I feel similarly about men who just, like, were only raised by women. Mm-hmm. Like, had a mom and, like, multiple sisters.
Oh, yeah.
Like my brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Much more sensitive.
Just, like...
Better. Just better. Just across the board better. Yeah, there's, I also was talking to Hamda. A lot of my friends in stand-up are lesbians now. Like, I have, like, a little mini lesbian squad that obviously I hang out with so many fucking men, but, like, my closer circle of comedians, except for you.
That we know.
Yeah. Well, one day. Are gay women. And my one lesbian friend, it's like whenever we're talking about misogyny bullshit, she's never afraid to say, like, the most harsh shit, because she's got no skin in the game of trying to impress any dudes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just refreshing.
Okay, let's start.
All right.
Hello, Army of Cunts. Happy Friday.
Heyo.
Welcome to the live version of the Hot Mess Comedy Hour.
We're drinking coffee. We're dipping the tits. We're hanging out.
We got people in the chat. We have our intern, Ariana, here.
Oh,
that's good.
It's a good day.
Should I come here and say hi?
Yeah, you can say hi again.
Hi.
This is the audio is recording too, so if you ever want to shout something out, feel free.
All right.
If you feel strongly about anything that we're discussing.
Okay.
Ariana is adult Daria.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. She's got that deadpan vibes. I'm into it.
Me too.
We need something to offset the energy in this room. You know what I mean? Between the two of us, it's like it can be a little much.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We got a couple DMs because in the last show I talked about my Florida trip. You can listen to the last show if you want to be updated on that, but basically I traveled all the way to Miami, Florida to get some D, and I was disappointed.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
have you spoken to this guy at all since you blocked each other, you delete each other, it's done?
Yeah. Like what's there to say at this point, really? I mean, it's cool. I'm over it. It is definitely, it's weird to get used to talking to someone every day and then suddenly we don't because, you know what I mean? I always have a hard time with that transition, but I think it has more to do with me than it has to do with the other person.
Oh yeah, but it's nice you have like a comrade to like joke around with and like bounce your day off of.
Totally, but you're my comrade.
Yeah, baby.
And you're always there.
I am.
So,
what if I die? Your life would be so bad.
He's gonna make me cry.
I think that I've said that to every single one of my friends at some point. Like,
yeah.
What if I died? What if you died? And it's such a dark, fucked up thought, but it's like I think it's almost like self-indulgent. Like, how sad would you be if I died? Who would miss who more if they died?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it'd be equal.
Yeah.
I think we'd both be fucked up.
Yeah, I want to die in a funny way, at least so you guys can laugh at my funeral. I was thinking there was a period where I was spinning out and having PTSD, and I was like sure I was going to die a few weeks ago. After Jerk Off Gate.
No such luck.
And also people...
Still here.
People have been dying in comedy specifically.
People be dying.
So many suicides.
This is like on a very somber note. I actually didn't tell you this, but yesterday...
Oh, God.
Somebody from my class, my high school class, killed himself.
Wow.
And it's the second person who I went to school with in the past couple of years to have killed themselves.
Oh, my God.
And it just makes me... I mean, obviously, it's, like, terrible and awful, and it makes me very sad, but it also...
You're, like, jealous. You're off this fucking planet. Dope. See you in hell, man.
You found a way out, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. It's just, like, it makes me wonder, like...
What's up with this generation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, they both of them, they weren't particularly, I'm not shocked. Like, they never, you know, they were always, like, lovely people, and I enjoyed them, but, I enjoyed their company and thought they were good people. But it wasn't like, they weren't like these lights of happiness and energy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not shocked about it. I'm just like, it's interesting to me because I came from, like, my high school was full of, like, very privileged people. The town that I grew up in was, like, high tax bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's just... You could have every advantage and you're still fucking miserable and you kill yourself. Like, this guy's my age. Like,
the leader of the leader of the band, the Prodigy, killed himself. I don't know
yeah.
That guy was rich as fuck, super successful musician. Smack my bitch up. What a classic.
Money doesn't buy you happiness, and money can't buy you class either.
No, you can't.
Countess Luann said that. For all you Housewives fans. All right. So I got some DMs, and this has actually been a very eye-opening experience because as I've been telling this story, more and more people are telling me their stories about traveling for dick and how, oddly enough, not one story about how it worked out.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Just take note of that. One story that's like, oh, hang on. Not one story that's like, I traveled to another state to get some dick, and now we're together, and we're the happiest we've ever been.
Wait, what is Ariana saying?
Story. What, do you have a story?
Yeah, I met my first boyfriend, and he lived in California, and I lived in Florida.
Oh.
How did you meet?
We met over a phone call, over mutual friends. That
What?
We met on a cruise or something.
They were just like, you guys would get along?
No, we just, like, were all in a group chat, just, like, hanging out.
Oh.
I was hanging out with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend knew, like, his friend from a cruise. So we were all just,
This
like...
is so Florida. Cruise.
Yeah, oh my god, I want cruise friends.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird, yeah.
So then, were you guys communicating for a while over text and phone call?
Yeah, and Skype. And it was, like, long distance.
Do you have Skype sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Okay, so what I didn't get is, like, he said there was no sexual attraction between the two of them, but you guys...
That's not what you were saying when you were looking my pussy in the eye.
Yeah, you were Skypes. I'm like, what?
In the eye.
I don't understand. I do know that, like, it does, in person is definitely, like, another element, but you're not attracted at all?
I think it was much, I mean, I've gone over this a few times in my head, and I was also talking to my sister about it, and she said something that I thought was very smart, that, like, it's a bigger issue. I think, like, this is indicative of somebody who, oh, that's better.
Thank you.
This is indicative of somebody who has a problem of, like, everybody's going to be disappointing. He's going to be disappointed by everybody because he can't...
Yeah, but you have a 4-inch dick and you're not hot. What is disappointing about you? You're literally model-esque. I'm like screaming in the streets about this. I'm like...
I regret so much not listening to that. Just recently came out. I listened to a lot of
I mean...
Listen to it. I mean, it's a good story. It was also a really good episode. Like, we had Dylan Adler on, who's a musical comedian, and he brought his keyboard and he played, like, hilarious songs. Mm-hmm. That one song that he played, that was, like, the lead up to an epic
a musical
song. Yeah.
It's one of my favorites of his songs.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. That
he played. Yeah. That was so good. Anyway, so I've been getting all these stories about people traveling for dick and it not working out, and they're so entertaining. Yeah. And it's just like, I think that this is a good thing. Like, I think that, and also, mind you, I've done this before. I had another experience. I've talked about it before. I went to California to hang out with this Australian dude who ended up having a trunk full of bootleg porn from Mexico and hogtied me and left me in a room to die. Okay?
This is Australian R. Kelly.
Came back a half an hour later, but like,
Oh
I didn't ask for it. Anyway,
by the way, quick side note for all of you. Watch the R. Kelly interview with Gayle King if you want to fucking be entertained / terrified. Anyways.
Thanks for the side note.
You're welcome.
So one person sent me this. Hi, Emily. Felt I needed to tell you about the time I flew for sex, Cape Cod to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's like... What's in Utah? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because the gentleman I had reconnected with from high school was going to be there for an event. What kind of event is in Utah?
Conference.
I'll stop.
Mm-hmm.
I actually knew this dude. We had friends in common and had been carrying on online and on the phone for months prior to him begging me to fly out and meet him in Utah for 4 days. Mm-hmm. Long story short, I booked it and paid for it. Mm-hmm. Same girl. Mm-hmm. And he never physically showed up. He kept calling me and saying he was running late or got detained or had an emergency. I spent 2 full days trying to connect with him, and the last 2 shaking my head and hiking in Utah alone. Every one of my friends knew I was flying to Utah for sex. The humiliation was real. Compounded only by the fact he was a ginger. Well, like, don't hate on gingers, you know?
I love gingers.
As Andrea can attest to, gingers have big dicks.
They do!
So...
They really do. They also, like... Okay.
They try harder.
The standard ginger, it's not the most forgiving type of coloring. Very pale.
It's very harsh.
Yeah, sometimes the hair is real rough. But
no eyelashes.
Yeah, so
blonde eyelashes.
When you see a hot ginger, you're like, against all odds, my friends. Wow, I've always felt that way. You see a ginger who like has a nice body because they're usually like real lanky and shit.
Yeah,
it's not. It's fucking rare.
Yeah, I had a one-night stand with a ginger a few months ago, and it was insanely hot. Mm-hmm. But again, like, not your typical he wasn't like what you think of when you think of gingers. He was way more sturdy.
Yeah, like he was like a darker haired ginger. A light haired ginger is
no, he was
rare.
Very light, light. But physically, he was sturdier than what I think of when I think of ginger. He also didn't have a fire crotch. Fun fact.
Oh, mine did.
You know how some people have a red beard and brown hair, or like red hair and a brown beard? Mm-hmm. His junk was his brown beard.
Really? Yeah. That's pretty commonplace. Wow, he didn't even show up.
So then
You should be able to take money out of his account for your flights.
Seriously, Venmo for my therapy I'm gonna need after this. I asked her, did you ever speak to him again after that? And she said, at the time I was pretty pissed. And I had been texting back and forth with a dear friend who was actually a mutual friend to us both. And of course, the dude I had also been texting because supposedly he was perpetually on his way. By the end of day 2, I was so ripped, I sent a long, disgusted rant about what a chicken shit douche he was to my friend, but accidentally sent it to him. Thanks, universe. His reply was, got it.
But, I mean, I don't understand any reply beyond, like, you're right and I'm such a dickhead.
He just never showed up.
Where is everyone's balls? For having dicks and balls, why do they have no fucking balls? That's the thing that bothered me about your trip, too, is that, like, okay, there's always a possibility that there will not be in-person chemistry. But, like...
Yeah, like, I'm not... Guys, I know I'm not for everybody. Like, this is something that I've accepted.
No one's for everybody.
No one's for everybody, but it's just...
But sack up and admit it and be like, I'm sorry, let's hang out.
And it just, like, doesn't quite add up. Like, it just... All the pieces put together just doesn't quite add up to, like, how repulsed he was.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just, like, be a human being. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if someone came to visit me to hook up and I, in person, realized that it wasn't there, I would like,
be
do
nice.
the hard thing and be like, hey, you're so great, I, like, don't really feel like there's much, like, here.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to say because you're like, opening yourself up for, like, a confrontation or whatever. But then the person doesn't feel crazy and is, like, wondering why.
And I shouldn't have to ask you.
Yes!
Why do I need to get it? Why do I need to pull it out of you?
That you don't want to
have sex.
Me. Oh, God, it's humiliating.
I also think that maybe
it's so spineless.
I also think maybe he didn't want to have sex because he thought that it would, like, lead me on or something. Which is so hilarious because if he knew what had been going on in my head leading up to this, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah. Then what do you say? Like, just so you know, I think you're a piece of garbage.
Yeah, at that point, like, I wasn't gonna beg him for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a fucking... I'm a young girl. I have a lot of dicks ahead of me. I'm gonna do fine. We also got another DM. That Utah story is fucking wild.
Mm-hmm. That is wild.
Thank you for writing in. Also, feel free to DM us your traveling for dick stories.
Yeah.
I love hearing them. We also got another one, and I am opening it up right now. I'm keeping all of these anonymous, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, ladies. I have to tell you, I did the long distance dick thing. The long distance thing.
Mm-hmm.
I flew from Canada to Finland. Wow, such exotic locations.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so far.
Stayed with him for 3 weeks. Had never met in real life, just Skype sex, phone calls, and texting for 6 months, the full 9 in blind internet dating. We spent the entire 3 weeks together. I stayed at his place. Unfortunately, my love story ends with a phone call when I got home saying he wasn't sexually into me, physically repulsed by me, but into every other aspect of me. He told me this because he felt it was something we could change together. This is so fucked up, by the way. So that was that. But honestly, I commend anyone who takes the gamble on long-distance internet dating. So next time, fly to Europe. There's more to see. Happy dick hunting, ladies.
Oh my God.
First of all, I looked at your profile, and you're very cute.
She's so cute. I get, whenever one of our ladies messages us, I always get, like, balls deep in their profiles.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm always, like, liking their pictures from, like, 2014. And I'm like, okay, is this weird? But I just want to be like, you fucking got it.
There's no way that anybody would be repulsed by you. Like, I think, maybe he wasn't sexually attracted to you, but repulsed is a very strong word. I think that we take rejections very personally, and it's not always that personal, you know? It's like, I mean, I've had a lot of situations where I'm like, oh, like, that person doesn't think I'm good enough, but, Jared Freed, who's a comedian who, like, talks a lot. He has 2 dating podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, he tweets a lot about dating and stuff. He said something that really resonated with me, which is, like, thinking that you're not good enough for somebody, or that fear is equivalent to somebody saying that 2 puzzle pieces aren't good enough for each other. Like, it's just not a fit, and that doesn't mean that you're not
the wisdom
adequate.
Of Jared Freed.
Yeah, and he's, you know... He's a hilarious
The modern
dude.
philosopher, Jared Freed.
He's a hilarious dude, but he says a lot of things that are
He hits a lot of nails right on the head.
Yeah, totally.
It's also like, what I like about Jared Freed is that sometimes we analyze things from a female perspective. Almost always I analyze things from a female perspective. I'm like, why wouldn't you? I don't understand why you're not empathetic, or like you don't do X, Y, Z. Like
right.
we were talking about dating apps last night, and we're like, your feelings get hurt so much because, and maybe it's female, or maybe it's just a perspective of people who have a lot of empathy or take a lot of consideration in other people's feelings. But I'm always like, when someone blows me off blatantly, I'm like, why did you talk to me? Like, you knew, I don't understand.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going on behind the curtain.
Right.
And that's true across the board.
So,
and it's the same, like, I date multiple people, and I never expect somebody, like, if I'm further ahead with one person and somebody else falls off the map, it has nothing to do with them. There's so many other things going on in my brain. Everybody is naturally selfish.
Yeah.
You know, and that is kind of, like, I still think you should treat people like human beings and be nice to people.
We're team human being.
Yeah, you're team Dustin, I'm team human being.
Dustin texted Team Dustin. I guess he's watching.
Oh, D-bag. So supportive.
But
Dustin, would you wear a shirt that said Team Dustin?
Oh, he totally would. Love it. I do think, though, it's nice to hear Jared Freed, like, says it how it is, kind of thing. And, like, it can seem harsh maybe in a moment, but it's also, like, that's so refreshing to hear that and be like, okay, I'm not... A lot of the times I think people are like, you're amazing, and he's an asshole to treat you that way, which is true. But it also prolongs this, like, wondering phase when you get it from, like, a dude who, like, fucking... who's kind of bro-y and gives you, like, the stark realities of it. You're kind of like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just clear now.
And it's like, I think that somebody can act like an asshole, or they could act like not an asshole, but somebody saying, you're not for me, that does not an asshole make.
I know, it just feels very personal.
It feels personal, but I'm here to remind you guys, it's not.
Also, I don't think you should fish for nudes if you don't plan on meeting up with someone. That bothers me.
Who fished for nudes?
So the other day I was thinking, remember that cake, that homeless guy? Aliusha.
Yeah. Andrea was talking to this homeless guy over Tinder or something, and he and you know,
to be clear, he wasn't on
like
the street.
He wasn't. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking homeless, like he's wearing a trash bag and no shoes, and he's hanging out in the subway. Like, not that type of homeless guy. He was like a Brooklyn trendy homeless guy.
He still didn't have a home. Yeah.
But he did not have a home.
He was British.
I've dated a couple people like this too. Like, you ask them where their address is, and they're like, I'm staying with a friend right now. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. But where do you live?
Yeah, and it's like...
Are you planning on living somewhere?
Well, yeah.
What's this temporary housing situation?
He was staying at, like, nice places. Like, he was very, you know, whatever.
He was upscale homeless?
He's upscale homeless. Listen, let's not act like I'm just going for any homeless. I only do
homeless
hipster
chic.
homeless. But here it is. Let's fucking...
I'm homeless in the south of France.
I'm not one of those fucking Utah homelesses.
No. I'm Finland homeless.
I'm Airbnb homeless.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Airbnb homeless.
He was Airbnb homeless, yeah. And he had like he was like a model, but he was doing a branding something or fucking other, you know what I mean?
Starting a company.
Yeah, like some sort of
DJ business.
Mm-hmm. Some sort of, it's, you know, a fake person. Which is,
Yeah, and I had a similar experience. I talked about it on a show a while back, but I went on a date. I didn't date. I went on a singular date with a guy, and I will never go out with this type of guy again, and you see them on the apps a lot. I like to call him traveling guy.
Yeah.
And, like, every picture is a picture in a different country, and or, like, a weird modeling pic, like some kind of high-res picture, and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Where do they live? What do they do for a living? Everything is very unclear, but what is clear is that they don't have a home.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, like, he was planning a few days after we went on a date to go to China for 6 months, or maybe he just got back from China. And I don't know, he was just, like, very dumb. And I think that, obviously, traveling, I love traveling. It can be a very enriching experience, but I think some people don't have a personality, so they use traveling
as their personality.
To make them seem exciting.
They use homelessness as their personality.
So that's like...
This is Alyosha.
You're showing an actual picture of him?
Fuck you. You asked for nudes.
Cute.
He is cute. Hold on.
Yeah, he's so your type, right?
You probably like him, Ariana. Here,
I could see Ariana with a guy like this for sure.
Check him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah, he looks like he has good things going for him.
Yeah. He's. Okay,
we could hook you up with him.
I can do a recommendation.
In Central Park by the duck pond.
We talked a bunch, and then nude exchanging started, and then he just ghosted me, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, who was it who told you, like, he probably just jerked off to your pictures, and then he was like, I don't need to try anymore?
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely what happened, and that sucks.
Do nudes not mean anything anymore?
Nudes don't mean anything.
I feel like you have to think at that point that he's probably, like, sending out, like, nudes, please, to, like,
multiple people.
To so many people, yeah.
Like, a bunch of people, and then as soon as he collects
the nudes he wants,
like, everything he wants, he just kind of stops.
We could have fucked! That's I was so mad. I was back on the apps after being single for a long time, and I was so mad because I was out for blood, and I was like, oh, we're exchanging nudes. This is happening.
That is such a frustrating feeling.
And I was like, you'll have a place to sleep, homeless guy.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, I hate to be all sex negative about this, but, like, I think the nudes need to be reserved for somebody who you've met in person. Maybe not even somebody you fucked yet, but, like, somebody who you at least got that first initial connection.
Yeah. Andrea Land says, I dated 2 different men incarcerated, so don't feel bad. My 20s were hilarious.
Did you meet them before they went to prison or while they were in prison?
It's like...
Whenever I watch... So I've seen both seasons of Making a Murderer. I'm a big fan. And,
what do you think of?
That dude always has girlfriends.
I know. Yes, always.
It's fucking wild.
Every fucking documentary about a serial killer or someone who's potentially chopped up women's bodies and created
They're
weird
all
little...
engaged.
They're all engaged. They have fan mail.
They are laying pipe from behind prison walls.
I am so sick.
Do you think they're kinky?
No, I think.
Well, I think they kill people.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that counts as kinky,
I think I think a lot of these women have internalized misogyny, and the fact that this is like a powerful man who's famous,
right,
and that he like hates women is like a turn on to them.
Well, that, and I really think that in his case, I think his girlfriend that was featured in the documentary truly believed in his innocence. And, like, I think she wanted to champion him.
The OG girlfriend. But then this weird celebrity girlfriend
No, the
came
new
in
one, in the second one, in Making a Murderer 2.
Oh, you think the new one was?
She was championing so hard for him, trying to get that attorney. For years, she was trying to contact this attorney that gets innocent people out of jail. And this attorney is very diehard in, like, she doesn't take cases from people she thinks are guilty.
Oh, yeah, the attorney was the best.
The attorney was the best, but I think she's a thirst monster, for sure. Like, I liked her when I watched the documentary originally, but now I think... Because she didn't want to take the case until this, like, blew up.
Yeah, but that's smart, though.
I think she's a thirst monster. I don't think she really believes he's innocent. I don't think he's innocent.
You don't think he's innocent?
I do not think he's innocent.
What?
I don't.
Did you watch the second one?
Yeah. I think they made a real good case, and I think she's really good at her job, but I think he killed her.
There's so many, like, huge unexplainable things,
when you really get down to the nitty-gritty of what they were saying, it was like cell phone tower. It was all, like, unreliable
What about
things.
the car? The blood spatter stuff, the car.
What about the car?
The car, someone cited the car nearby. It's the ex-boyfriend. Someone cited the ex-boyfriend with the car a few days before the car was then found in the lot. Like, someone reported seeing the car in a different location, and then it was found on the lot before. It was not anywhere near the Avery farmland.
They found his sweat underneath the hood of the car, though.
But they found his DNA. They found his DNA, and then they also... No, there's no such thing as sweat DNA.
Yes,
DNA
there is.
DNA. Oh my god.
Look it up.
Oh
yes, there is.
We cannot... I don't want to start the
We don't have to get into it, but they did find sweat, like DNA that's from somebody's sweat that can't... like, you know how blood can be transferred from one area to another? Like, it's kind of like it can be contaminated, cross-contaminated. They explained it. I can't explain it now because I'm not a scientist, but they explained how, like, sweat DNA can't be faked. Like, it can't be transferred, and it was underneath the hood of the car. They didn't talk about that in the first season of the show.
I thought they debunked the sweat DNA thing in the second season.
I don't believe so.
They did, yeah, because I remember they said there was way too much DNA for what, and whatever. We're not...
I 100% think he did it.
What? But why? For what motive?
Because I think he had a violent past. I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he got carried away. I think he raped her, and then.
But he didn't. He didn't have a violent past with the first woman.
Oh no, not the woman he was convicted
right.
for, but he had like assaulted family members with guns, and he had and he didn't have a very high IQ, and like I think that he could have easily gotten carried away. I think it could have been like a crime of passion type of thing.
What about all the stuff with the ex-boyfriend though?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you watch the second season?
I saw the entire thing, yeah. I don't think she had an ex-boyfriend.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
She had an ex-boyfriend that was a suspect?
Yes. Hugely so. And
I know that she had a friend that led the whatever you call it.
She had an ex-boyfriend, and they pulled a bunch of like messages about how scared she was about this ex-boyfriend, and he was like showing up at her job. Like there was like well documented situations where he was obsessive, and then they found the person that they saw with her car off-site was the ex-boyfriend. So
you think the ex-boyfriend killed her and then planted her bones in the fire pit and spread her blood all over his garage?
What? No, the ex-boyfriend, I think the police were fucking mad. Stephen Avery, like, humiliated them because he proved that they got him for there was also, like...
Well, they were corrupt.
They were corrupt. The problem with all of it is, like, there's been so many instances along the way that have proven how corrupt that police force is. Yeah. So you can't, at that point, it's like, how can you trust anything coming from them when it's been proven along the way that they're...
It's supposed to be beyond a shadow of a doubt. Mm-hmm. So I will agree. I can meet you halfway and say, like, maybe he shouldn't have been convicted because they proved that, like, there was an alternate case that could have happened. Yes. But the alternate case was that police planted bones in his backyard, and I just think for the police to kill a woman or to find her dead...
No, they didn't kill her though. I don't know. And also a lot of the bones... Did you see the thing about the shooting in the head? Like the way that the bones were fucked up? It was like if he had shot her, they disproved the way that he quote unquote shot her in the head. The way that her bones were not how...
But the only thing that proves is that the way that they had thought he shot her was not the way he shot her. Do you know what I mean? Like, they proved that there is a shadow of a doubt that the case that they made against him was not valid. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe he shouldn't have been convicted. But I'm just saying, in my heart of hearts, I do definitely believe he did it.
Wow, that's wild.
I don't believe that he necessarily did it the way that it happened.
He also took this crazy lie
You
detector.
have to remember that as a lawyer, like if you're trying to exonerate somebody, like you need to. All you are trying to do is to debunk the case that they made against him. Mm-hmm. So she did that incredibly well, but that doesn't mean he didn't do it.
I think he did it. I don't think he did it.
Okay, you're allowed, but I think he did.
So that's crazy.
It's so not crazy. The crazy thing is to believe he didn't do it.
No.
Yes.
I wonder what like the across.
And also remember that a documentary, like it's skewed in a way,
of course,
to convince you that he didn't. They did a very good job. They convinced me for a little bit, but after I watched the entire season, I was like, they debunked a lot of stuff, but I still think he did it. Was my takeaway from it. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna go, what's the common belief on the Stephen Avery? I mean, we can't, yeah.
So we're gonna debut a brand new segment. Speaking of people thinking that people did things that they didn't do, we wanna debut a brand new segment. It's called Where in the World is Matthew Perry? And as you guys know, we love Matthew Perry. He is our mascot over here on the Hot Mess Comedy Hour. And I thought this would be a fun way to track Matthew Perry and to make sure that he's doing okay. Mm-hmm. Because we're concerned about him always, but we also, we're rooting for him.
You know he's missing a part of his finger?
I did know that. And it's, for a kind of boring reason. You would hope that he lost it from, burning it off on a crack pipe or something, but he lost it,
That's how, yeah.
It was like he got a cut when he was 12 or something. It wasn't, something insane. So, this was a while ago, but this is the last time he tweeted. So, on February 6th, Matthew Perry tweeted, "I got kicked out of therapy today." The internet was worried.
Ablaze.
People were worried, myself included, because Matthew Perry needs to be in therapy. If there's anybody who needs a twice weekly therapy session, it's Matthew Perry. Mm-hmm. But then on February 6th, he tweeted again, "Easy guys, it was just one session. I'm back in therapy where I belong." Smiley face.
Oh my god.
Ariana just drew a picture of Dustin. Can we...
It's so perfect. Oh my god, he's gonna love it. Go down, yeah. Wow. With his perfect coiffed hair too. He really looks
I love the magnifying glass. Yes, we could do this with some cool font. Block lettering or something.
Oh, he's gonna love it.
Fuck yeah.
In all caps or something.
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, so Andrea Land, sorry to interrupt this, but she explained her felons that she dated. One was in jail, and I work with his sister. She asked me to write him. Gee, I think I was molested and raised by narcissists. Truth, girl. He got out of jail. The second was a dumb fuck serial DUI offender and nearly killed somebody and then went to jail, and I dumped him and moved 3 states away. She says, for the record, my felons were non-violent. I don't date, I'm not one of those felon daters.
Wow. Shade.
Yeah. She's like, I don't date violent felons. Only people who almost kill people with their cars.
Just DUIs and other misdemeanors.
You know what, Andrea Land? We have all made mistakes.
I would love to date a white collar criminal. Tax evasion or something like that. Somebody who...
I think you will in your lifetime.
I thank you so much. Uh-huh. If you have minor felonies like that under your belt, slide into my DMs.
Well, you also like bougie kind of dudes. You like lawyers and fancy guys.
To be clear, I don't like lawyers. I just happen to have dated a couple lawyers. You know what I mean? I'm not on
Your Honor.
I'm not on seekinglawyers.com. What's that?
Your
Farmers only.
Your pussy is seeking lawyers.
I mean, it just so happens. You know what? I love justice. Uh-huh. And I love people who seek justice.
You are not. You're one of those. I'm
one of those lawyer fuckers.
You're one of those guys who have jobs and homes kind of girls.
What would that be called? Like justice fuckers? You know how chuckle fuckers are people who like to fuck comedians? I like justice fuckers.
Yeah, but
it's kind of a mouthful though.
Yeah, also lawyers don't often seek justice.
The ones that I've dated do though. Yeah. The ones that I've dated have been poor lawyers. Yeah. They've been like
the Miami guy was a poor lawyer.
Ben was a public defender and Miami guy was a prosecutor. So they both made like $40,000 a year and worked nonstop to take care of business.
You go to law school and you make $40,000 a year
and work constantly.
Damn, that's rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, I mean, good for you. Fight the cause.
I mean, it's socially conscious. Like I'm into it, but Anyway, so that's what's going on with Matthew Perry. If you guys were worried, he's back in therapy where he belongs, and
I think he has I was following his Twitter. I think he has a new show. I'm not quite sure. Let me look. But I would love a self-aware show where Matthew Perry is the star, like a dark, like Always Sunny kind of show.
A Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yes. Like he's playing himself, but an exaggerated version.
Yeah, I don't want to see like Friends Matthew Perry. I want to see like I got a DUI and crashed my car.
Could that be any more boring?
Yeah, I mean. It's also like Matthew Perry was high on pills and he crashed his car into his garage. That's the story I want to hear.
Me too.
Like, and I know someone who fucked Matthew Perry and he was out of his goddamn mind. I want to see that.
Yeah. Which Andrea also told
Oh my gosh! I Google Matthew Perry. The first thing that comes out, Matthew Perry kicked out of rehab for hooking up.
For hooking up?
Yes! Oh my god, let's pull it
up.
With
another patient.
Look at the picture! Look at the picture!
Show it.
Every picture of Matthew Perry, he looks fucking bloated and fucked up.
Yeah, he is a perpetual beached whale.
Former Friends Funny Man Matthew Perry is still using dating apps to hook up with hotties. I love the alliteration going on here.
And I love whoever wrote that is like in their 50s.
I
like
know.
Nobody, a millennial would never write like using apps to hook up with hotties.
Andrea,
that's very like meet singles in your local neighborhood.
Andrea Allen is using dating apps to hook up with hobos. Okay.
Hoboforyou.com.
Insider claims the pill-popping star, oh my god, who nearly died after he suffered a medical crisis last year, was logged onto the exclusive dating app Raya. This is the one that my friend met him on, Raya. Raya's the, like, celebrities and hot people app.
Yeah.
When he got booted from the session, quote, Matthew got kicked out because he was too busy with models he's texting through the app. A source revealed. Who's the source? Some nurse.
Yeah.
He wasn't concentrating, which is worrying everyone, explained the insider. They need to be focused on sobriety, taking it seriously, not trying to hook up. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, you can be focused on sobriety and also want to hook up.
No, not like Matthew Perry. No, not like that.
What? But you have sexual desires no matter like where you are and trying to get sober.
Yeah.
Also, couldn't he have just been like lining something up for when he got out of rehab?
You should.
It's still like unhealthy.
You shouldn't be trolling to fuck. It's like he most likely has a sex and love addiction problem of some sort. So it's like, it would be like if I was like, hey, Emily, after therapy, I just cruise Craigslist to try to...
I'm just saying, we don't know that he's a sex and love addict.
Well, quote...
We know that he's a drug addict.
Quote, some of his pals are worried he's replacing addiction to drugs and booze with addiction to girls, and it won't be good for him in the long run. End quote. Said the source.
The source.
Who's your source? Wow.
Cite your sources.
Oh, it is so...
Fax me a bibliography.
It's so... Matt LeBlanc reveals that Friends co-star did not like Marcel, the monkey.
Oh my god, I saw that. I actually saw that. Because I was looking for stories about it.
These are top stories that some guy didn't like a fucking monkey.
No, but seriously, don't shatter my childhood. Like, that monkey brought me so much joy. Don't tell me that the cast members hated the monkey and they had to write him out of the show.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
Can you not taint Friends for me? Like, one of my only happy childhood memories is watching the 100th episode of Friends in my kitchen while we had chicken nuggets. So, like, fuck off, please.
However, not everyone was a fan. Quote, Schwimmer, not so much, the star ironically revealed. He was the one who had to work with it the most, so he was always like, quote, again with the monkey.
Yes. We love the monkey.
We love the monkey.
You're making $1 million an episode.
Yeah.
And Give us the fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Carry him around on your shoulder and act like you love him.
I think he was...
This is what we're paying you for. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he was pissed, probably because most people like the monkey more than David Schwimmer. David Schwimmer is, like, universally accepted as the most annoying Friends character, and people probably liked Marcel gave him good PR, is what he didn't know. Marcel made him way more likable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. It's fucked. Also, the scene where they sang "In the Jungle, the Mighty Jungle, the Lion Sleeps Tonight" to get Marcel to remember them, to come over, it is one of the most heartwarming scenes in all of TV history, so I don't really care if you didn't like the monkey.
The chat, yeah, no, fuck you.
I
You're
love
so
him.
rich. The chat is blowing up. WhiteCollarFallInLove.com and Rehab Hookup, the Matthew Perry story. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. And someone says,
I'm not saying it's fine. I just don't think. I think there are worse things than talking to people over the internet while you're getting sober from drugs. Like, I think I do think it's a little overblown for the news story.
No, because the reason why people are concerned about this is because the rules of most 12-step and sobriety programs are that you can't have sexual relationships within the first year.
Yeah, I get it. It's just like we're releasing this private information from behind the walls of a rehab center, like as if he knocked over a bucket of syringes and tripped people so that they landed in them and got infected. You know what I mean? It's like he broke the rules and he got kicked out, but it's like we're being mean to somebody who is an addict and who has problems and makes missteps along the way. You know what I mean? I think like we need to just back off and leave Matthew Perry alone a little bit. I'm just rooting for him.
This is
I
the
want him
Leave
to
Britney
do well.
Alone.
Leave Matthew Perry alone!
Yeah, I mean...
Leave him alone!
I think what Andrea's trying to say is that...
I get what she's trying to say.
Is that it's not a healthy move.
I understand, but like, I'm commenting on the fact that this is a news story.
Oh, yeah, it's
I was gonna say it's like really normal for people who abuse drugs to like abuse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's not true. I just think there are worse things.
You trying to get it with Matthew Perry? Is this why
yes,
you're so upset about
what
this?
it is. I'm not upset about it. I'm just upset. I'm upset. He is a zaddy though.
Yeah,
he is a zaddy though.
You could get on Raya and talk to Matthew
I can't
Perry.
get on Raya. I've tried.
Have you tried?
I applied for it like a few years back.
Really?
Yeah.
I applied for one of those like hottie apps, and
I've gone on a couple others, and I hate to brag.
Oh,
but
do you hate to brag?
I hate to brag.
I absolutely hate bragging. I got on one.
I hate attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On my live stream YouTube show.
Sam Turner says, can confirm Monkey was better than Ross. Yeah, 1,000,000%.
He upped Ross's game for sure.
Yeah.
God, yeah. How much pussy do you think Ross got from that monkey?
So much.
So
pussy.
much.
Yeah.
Stop complaining about the monkey. You think you're better than the monkey? You think you're better than Marcel?
Yeah.
You are not better than Marcel.
Although, whenever someone owns an exotic animal, it is a red flag for their mental health. That's a general rule. Exotic animal ownership. And I one day hope to own an exotic animal. So...
Do you think the woman who owns Pizza Toru is fucked up?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Pizza.
Because at that point, it's like, not only are you have to invest so much to keep that animal alive because there's not that much information. You probably have to own a special license to have an exotic pet.
Yeah.
There's all these like hoops that you have to jump through to even have that pet. But on top of that, you like feel special because you have this special pet that's not very common.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a narcissistic thing also, I think.
Or it's amazing. What are your feelings on bird ownership?
Not into it.
Big red flag.
Okay.
You said Pizza Toru and I got excited.
Yeah. Andrea gets horny for Instagram animals.
Oh.
As we all know. So, do we want to move on to the final segment?
Yes.
Your hot mess moment of the week.
Lisa says people who own lizards. I don't know. I'm kind of into people who own lizards.
Lizards are kind of fashiony.
Yeah.
They're kind of chic.
Do you know that?
If somebody owns a chameleon, I'm like, ooh, high fashion.
Do you know that Jackie, oh my God, comedian who the
Johnson.
Dark Forest,
Cation.
Jackie Cation's Komodo dragon died.
No. How long did they live for?
Tiberius
died.
So Jackie Cation's husband, Andy Ashcroft, it's technically his iguana.
No, it was a Komodo dragon.
No.
Was it? Oh.
Komodo dragons are huge.
Tiberius was huge.
They're like on the floor.
They're like the size of gators.
They're like this thick.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's an iguana.
Yeah, it probably was.
Iguanas are like this color.
Yeah,
Tiberius was dusty as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, he was old. So Andy was telling us he got him when he was like 12?
No. Andy, I spent a lot of time with Andy when you were recording. Andy was working at a startup, and like a tech company.
Oh, so he was like 18.
He was like, no, he was like in his 20s. And the startup bought, it was a tech startup, they bought a bunch of, iguana, is it an iguana? Was he?
Yes.
Yeah. So they bought a bunch of iguanas to like seem cool in the office. Like, you know how tech companies used to be like, we're cool, we come in whenever we want, we have iguanas, we drink, like, whatever.
We have our iguanas running loose in the studio, and we have a keg that you can tap at any time.
So Tiberius was one of the iguanas, but it was the runt of the litter, and like, Andy saw that Tiberius was like not getting attention and like was like worried about his health, so he took Tiberius home, not realizing that iguanas live for like 20 years.
Yeah,
but
minimum.
Tiberius was a runt, so that's why he took him, because he was like, this poor little guy.
Yeah,
is in this startup, this fucking dog eat dog, iguana eat iguana startup.
Yeah, the other iguanas were probably like bullying him.
They were, and he was like, he needs to be on his own, and then he's had him forever. He's been his companion forever, and he died.
R.I.P. Tiberius.
R.I.P. Tiberius.
I think that's his name.
It is.
It's Tiberius, right?
Yeah. I spent so much time in the backyard when you were recording with Jackie.
You developed a special bond with Tiberius.
I did you pet Tiberius?
Yeah, I touched him.
That took a long time to get the courage / comfort level.
Do you want to say a few words?
I mean,
like a eulogy?
Yes. Hold on, let me make sure that he did die.
Can
you imagine if I report that he died and he didn't?
I mean, the internet would blow up more than when Matthew Perry said he was kicked out of therapy.
Yeah. I really think that he...
It's a publicist's son.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we got to meet him before he passed. I'm happy that we got to know Tiberius a little bit and understand what an amazing iguana he was.
He really was.
I hope he's resting in peace, if in fact he is dead.
Oh my god! I'm like having an anxiety attack that I said a respected comedian's pet died.
You always have to confirm someone's death before you announce it. I'm sorry, I'm choking on my own spit.
Someone told me, a comedian told me.
Who was like reporting back to you about?
I don't know.
Tiberius, for an iguana, you know, he lived quite a life for an iguana. Like, the fact that people are talking about him,
yeah,
even after death, proves that he really lived a hell of a life.
He really did. All right, I can't find it.
You can't confirm it? Okay, neither confirmed nor denied.
But
R.I.P. If and when you do die.
He did die. Andrea Land said he did die.
He did die.
Oh,
okay,
my God.
R.I.P.
Oh, my God.
Confirmed
kill.
We bring you the news live in real time.
Matthew Perry got kicked out of rehab. This iguana died. The thing is, like, he used to sun himself. He also, the way
Andrea Land, I'm a huge Jackie fan, too.
The way the iguanas walk are so fun. They, like, sweep the floor, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're...
Yeah, they waddle, like, yeah. Their toes are all, like, webbed. not webbed. They have like the 3-toed bulbous toe thing going on.
And I remember like Tiberius had his little. I'm like so emotional about this one. Tiberius had his like little area that he would hang out in, and then one day when you were recording, me and Andy were sitting in the backyard, and Tiberius was trying to get into like the fruits and vegetables, and he was like, Tiberius.
Oh yeah, they were very stern with that iguana.
Yeah, because
they had a whole vegetable garden. They're really living the life out there in Los Angeles. They had a whole vegetable garden. They had they have an orange tree?
Yes.
What kind of tree?
Orange tree.
Oranges,
she gave
right?
us like 7,000
She gave us a full sack of oranges.
Yeah, it was the greatest.
But they had like all these different kinds of lettuces and stuff, and obviously lizards eat lettuce, but they had trained Tiberius so that they would scold him and he would just like back off from the lettuce. It was very impressive.
All up in the garden.
I mean, I would too if I was a lizard.
Yeah.
That was the utopia of gardens.
He lived a good life.
Yeah, he lived a very good life.
Rest in peace, Tiberius.
R.I.P. Okay, what was your hot mess moment of the week?
My hot mess moment of the week was probably, okay. I have this habit, and we were discussing it last night, of
go on
picking up stray dogs of human beings.
Oh,
And like, I'm like investigating it a little further, and I can see how deep-seated this. I try to like mentor / take on people that are struggling, which I think is a nice thing to do as a human being, but I do it so often that I'm like, what reason? Like, I think I'm doing it as a way to distract from my own problems or to like connect with other people. I think it's to distract. But like, I made a promise to myself. Okay, so the Creek in the Cave is a comedy venue that I go to often. And I go there to do mics. And it's a great space for that. I get to like work out new bits, and I love like hanging out with comics that I like. But it's a social hang. Like it's definitely part of it is social for me. But I have a nasty habit of like staying there, talking to people at the bar who are drunk, telling me about their problems, and then all of a sudden it's 2:30 in the fucking morning, and I have to bike home, and I'm home by 3:30, and I sleep by 4:30, and like my sleep schedule is fucked up as hell.
Yeah.
And like,
I think that majorly affects a lot of like how you spend your days.
Yeah,
like,
it fucks up the next day.
It fucks up your mood. I think you tend to get a little bit like your mood is a little bit unpredictable. And and when I say that, I'm not saying like one day you're a bitch and one day that's actually not at all what I mean. I just mean like your happiness level, and I think it has more to do with your sleep than maybe you realize, or maybe you do realize it. But
I totally realize it.
And also another thing is the mornings are like for me the morning is a time for you to reset and like get energized for the day, and I noticed that your demeanor in the morning, like your morning hygiene, for lack of a better word, is not great.
It's horrible.
It's like setting you up for not a less than productive day.
Well, the thing is, like, it's a 2-part thing, and my therapist was like, you should not be spending a lot of time if you can avoid it. Like, the thing is, part of it is my job to socialize with addicts, unfortunately. Like, comedy is filled with dysfunctional people.
Not nearly to the extent that you do, though.
Exactly. Like, it's my job to go to shows, to socialize with people and build camaraderie, and I enjoy it. Part of what I enjoy about comedy is being with fellow comedians. But it is unhealthy for me to be around, like, sex and love addicts, to be around alcoholics, to comfort them. Like, I start to slip into their mentality in a certain way, and it's hard for me because sometimes the thing is, like, I was talking about our relationship. Like, the other day, I asked you to come over because I was having a really hard day, which I rarely do, I would say.
No, you don't do it. I can count on one hand the amount of times you've done that.
Yeah. So, but like, we have a reciprocal relationship and we both, like, bring equal value to each other's lives. Neither of us is, like, a succubus for the other one in any way, shape, or form. But these people, I'm always listening patiently, talking, trying to give advice without overstepping my place, and that requires a lot of energy. And I did that with one person who's my friend, and but then there was a woman at the end of the bar who was, like, crying, and it was like, you should have talked to the comedians you like, say hi to your friend, and then, like, if you be like, oh, if you want to talk more, we can, like, get a coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, worrying that it's irresponsible for me leaving and then staying there till, like, 3 a.m. because nothing's being resolved. Like,
well, also that person was drunk.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to be resolved anyway because their feelings, like, you're kind of unreliable when you're in that state.
Of course.
So.
And, like, I've started doing it with sex and love addict people, and I've realized how much, like, there's this person who constantly tries to ring me into, like, talking about guys or my love life, and, like, I'm like, I leave these conversations feeling, like, worse or, like, strange.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to, like, take it seriously, like, because part of me still enjoys it, part of me, like, wants to help, but I'm like, there are times to help people, and then there are times where you are just indulging this distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, and that was, like, it was so late. So late.
So late, yeah, you could have been on your way home to get some Z's.
I know. My sleep schedule is fucking, whew. Anyways, so...
And, there's something about the nighttime that, like, it's a time when you're completely alone and you have a lot of time with your own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody around. Like, I understand and relate to the fact that the nighttime can be a time when your mind really runs rampant.
Yeah.
And like, it can feel like a crazy time.
If you're isolated at night, it starts to get scary.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I stay out and talk to people, because I'm afraid of the alone at home time.
But a lot of it also is more simple than we realize, and I think you could solve a lot of your problems by limiting your screen time also.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, late at night, if you're looking at screens and stuff, it's not going to help you sleep. Like, there are certain things that you could do to make it easier for yourself. I noticed that you've stopped drinking coffee late at night, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell that, like, you're really prioritizing it, and I think that's good, because I think if you keep going, like, I think you're relatively fine now, but it's going to catch up to you.
Of course it will. It'll fuck up my health also.
For sure.
Yeah. Andrea's clearly been through some therapy and knows a lot about narcissists. She goes, don't be a drama dump. You don't live with a narcissist anymore. It's no longer your job. And Blaine says, you had to take charge to get out of your bad mindset in situations. It doesn't matter how much you talk and mother hen them. They also need to take that charge. You are absorbing their baggage.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we were having this conversation last night, and I remember, like, I said to Andrea, I don't have any close friends who I feel responsible for them.
Yeah.
I have obviously I am there whenever my friends need me. Like, I take pride in, like, being a support system for them. Mm-hmm. But I don't have anybody in my life who, if I were to step away, they can't stand on their own, or, like, I would worry that I need to actively help them. Yeah. Like, save them from themselves. You know what I mean?
Island of misfit toys kind of vibe.
And yeah. I think that's no accident. You
know
what
it's
I mean?
not. Well, it's actually interesting that Andrea says something about narcissist, because there's this thing, like, my father's a narcissist, and there's this thing they could do called shame shedding, where, like, narcissists are, like, absolutely allergic to any type of internal, like, what's the word? Looking inward? Inward, yes. They absolutely can't do it, won't do it, will find any way not to do it. So they when they, like, abuse you or something is bothering them, they find, like, a source. Like, people close to narcissists, you call them sources, and they will just dump their shit on you. And, like, as you know, my dad did that all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm very comfortable in that dynamic. Like,
yeah.
And he used to dump his shit on me in like, critical way. Like, he would criticize or talk about, you know, achievements or things like that, or like, but this is someone being kind of abusive towards me without even meaning it. You know what I mean? They're like, this person is so lovely. They're like such a good friend of mine. But
nobody is denying that, and I'm not saying that she's not worth having in your life.
No,
like,
but
I would never say that. But you can't, like, you actually can't help them.
Yeah.
Like, with this particular problem.
No.
And you know that from personal experience. Like, nobody can tell you that you have a problem and say, like you need to accept that for yourself.
Yeah.
Or, like, and that's, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because everybody else can see it.
I know.
You know?
Watching denial in real time is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, last night we were reading on my Facebook statuses. We were recording the bonus show, and we met back to 2013, reading on my Facebook statuses, and all of them are like, why buy drinks in the airport bar when you could buy
a handle of Jack Daniels at the duty-free shop and drink it all in one sitting?
It's just like...
Hashtag relatable.
Yeah. It's so...
Hashtag to nobody.
I've been trying to write a joke about denial, and it's hard to write because no one gives a shit about, like... No one wants to, like, have fun times jokes about alcoholism.
Yeah.
It's not, like, a popular topic. But I was talking to my friend Rachel about it. It's like, alcoholics are one of the... In order to sustain denial, they make drinking their entire identity, which is such a funny way to be like, I'm not an alcoholic. I just wear this Jack Daniels t-shirt and constantly talk about how much I drink. Like, most people who have denial kind of, like, they hide it or they use other things to distract from it. But with booze, it's like, I'm not an alcoholic. I just
love drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not this. I just do everything around this constantly.
Well, there's
and
a lot
everything
of,
in my
like,
personality.
I'm not a, quote, sad alcoholic. I'm just a party guy.
Exactly.
I think that's more what it is.
Totally.
It's like, I totally have this under control.
Sure.
This just keeps me fun. You know, but it's like nobody else is having fun. Like, we all actually don't give a shit.
Well, it's also age is a very... aging is a very painful reminder for people that they have drinking problems. Like, what is cute at 22 moves to sad.
Is so
at
not
30.
cute. And like at 42.
Yeah.
Like the exact same behavior.
But then you become, like, a lot of them transition to, like, classy drinking, which is so funny. I love the, like, I just have 2 bottles of wine.
I just didn't...
Like, the more expensive booze somehow makes it like you're an adult.
Yeah, I invite my friends over and make them whiskey on the rocks.
Yeah.
And we drink 6 of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's like less going to keg parties and more like we're drinking hard liquor and smoking cigars in my day.
Yeah.
I don't know what grandfathers I'm hanging out with.
Sure.
But that's my reference. My hot mess moment of the week. My hot mess moment of the week. I am gonna be careful how much I say.
I was hanging out with my alcoholic friend Schmandria.
I was hanging out with my friend Schmandria Schmalin, and she was telling me how she takes on misfit toys. I was at dinner with another friend, and I realized that I don't have a lot of real conversations with this friend.
Yeah.
Because
you're very.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of similar, but not in a way to what you just said. Because it's like me being accommodating to friends, but it's not even like I very much value this person as a friend, but I feel that they're unhappy, and it's stuff that I know that I can't help with, and there are a lot of topics that I would like to speak to them about, but I don't feel like it's safe territory, and I don't feel that they're comfortable talking about it. So we'll hang out and I feel like none of our conversations are real.
Oh,
and
yeah.
after we hang out, I always leave feeling like disappointed and kind of like I just acted like an idiot. Like I feel like we'll talk about like stupid things that I don't even care about.
Fill this airtime.
Yeah, and I've never like I shouldn't have to fill airtime with this person. I've known them for like 10 plus years. We're very close.
Yeah.
But there are just we're at a point where like things have come to a head, not between us, but like in their life that I want to be able to help them with or talk about, but I don't feel that they're ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
So we just end up talking about like
clothing, weight loss.
Yeah, like
shopping.
Yeah, like job stuff and like or current events, and like we're not really connecting as much as we used to.
Yeah, I mean, you know that I have a few friends like that. Often old friends. You become different people at a certain point in your life, but the old friendship is so precious and valuable. But if you met this person now, you'd be like, fuck that.
Yeah, or not even fuck that. It's just like we probably wouldn't gravitate towards each other, but there's so much history there. And I had one of our friends, I can say her name, D. Mm-hmm. Shout out to D.
D.
She, like, it's funny, like, she will occasionally talk about, like, my old friend, not talk about them, like, when I bring them up, she'll sometimes question it as, like, they don't really know you anymore. Like, they don't really, like, you guys don't have that much in common anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, everything that you're saying right now. Mm-hmm. But it's like, they know me very well, but they know like an older version of, or a younger version of me, rather, that is still very much a part of me. Yeah. But there are still, like, things that I feel are unsafe territory because, like, we won't be able to connect. And specifically with this person, like, I just feel like there are ways in which they're a little bit stunted, and I would like to be able to help them, but I don't know how to bring it up to them because I feel like they're not comfortable. Yeah.
I don't know, because I have two of these, and we just talk about bullshit. Yeah. And it sucks.
And I guess, like, maybe I just have to get comfortable talking about bullshit and, like, maintaining that friendship because I care about it, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what I do with my friends that fall in this category. I, like, talk about bullshit. I mean...
Don't you feel like you're being fake, though? I just feel like a fake person afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm being not myself.
Well...
Or not, like, helping them when they...
I'll push the envelope a little bit about certain issues. Yeah. And then they'll push back, and then I'll be like, okay. But, like, I'll kind of, like, maybe go there a little bit, and if they seem open to it, I might go further. But it's like, at least they know that if there's a person they want to talk to about that, then I'm someone who, like, is willing, able, happy to. Totally. But you can't really, no. It sucks. It's also...
And you can tell when somebody's uncomfortable talking about something or, like, kind of in denial about something. Yeah. I guess it relates back to the denial thing. It's like, you can't force that.
No way.
Anyway.
Because if they're using denial to cover it up, then it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
So...
It's not just a river in Egypt.
No. Wow.
Anyway. Yeah, that was my hot mess moment of the week.
Both of us just being like, we hung out with people who are fucked up and
make us sad, but we keep them in our lives because we're people pleasers.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it. I think it's time to wrap it up. But thank you so much, everybody who's in the chat right now.
Yes.
You make our fucking lives.
Yes.
And I would love feedback. Like, I would love as much feedback as you're willing to give. Slide into our DM. Send us an email. Tell us the stuff that you would like to see on the show. I'm not guaranteeing that we'll take those suggestions, But I still want them. And we also want your advice questions. If you need advice on anything, we're kind of fresh out. So that would be great to receive some more advice questions.
Yeah, baby.
Do you have anything else that you want to say?
I don't think so.
All
I'm
right.
just looking here.
Follow us on social media. Follow Hot Mess
Yes.
Comedy Hour on Instagram. Follow our personal Instagrams. I'm Lubination.
I'm Andrea_Allen88 LLAAL. Oh my god. ALLAN88. There's a lot of thirst traps on there.
Lots of thirst traps.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. And support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/hotmess. You can contribute on a monthly ongoing basis as little as $1, as much as $100 if you're a big fucking baller.
Yes.
It helps us keep the show afloat and delivering fresh to death content.
Fresh to death.
Peace out.
Goodbye. I'm gonna put Pizza Taro up for the last part. What the fuck? Oh, now yeah, fucking Pizza Taro.